So in this session we are going to discuss the daily for yesterday question paper. So keep on telling the answer. Just have a clarification of those and question paper, and just go through the question paper once. Okay. So it consists of 4 mains. The first main, it has 4 questions. Only 1 mark question it carry, and you're supposed to write all the questions. And the first question is like expand IVF. IVF in sense in vitro fertilization. And the second question was what is infertility? Infertility in sense the parent who are unable to produce the offspring. So that is known as infertility. The third question is like what is test cross? The test cross is crossing of F1 individuals. Those will be a dominant one, a dominant phenotype with their recessive homozygous parent. So in the fertilization, what the parent we are selecting, those parent should cross with the homozygous recessive one. So that cross is known as test cross. In that test cross, we are going to check the parents, the genotype of the F1 parents, F1 phenotype. So the next question, the next question was, fourth question was, write the karyotype of Down syndrome. The karyotype was like 45 XX or XY. Y. So that is the karyotype of Down syndrome. One chromosome, one X chromosome get added at the 21st chromosome. So because of that, the 44. Yeah. We usually used to write like 44XX or 44XY. Right. Here, in this autosomes, one X chromosome is added, the result of that, it becomes 45, and it carry or it causes one syndrome known as Down syndrome. So, your answer should be like this or like this. Okay. So if you have written like this, then also a correct form of writing the karyotype of Down syndrome. So the next question is the second main. It's supposed to write only 5 out of 6. The first question in second main is name the hormone producing ions. The first one is progesterone and the second one is LFG. In the second one, your answer should be progesterone. The second IUD is LNG. If you have written like this, that is the correct answer. And the second question in second main is expand MTP and write the safe period for MTP. The second question is for MTP, what you have to write? Medical termination of pregnancy. And the safe period for MTP is the first trimester. Medical termination means the parents who are not willing to carry the second or the baby or any misconception occurs in the fetus, only under doctor's prescription they can terminate their baby. When it should the safest period for MTP is first trimester. In sense, the first 3 months of pregnancy will be the safe period for termination of abortion. So after that, the baby or the fetus will be keep on developing the digits and the limbs, and it will be keep on developing. So that will be the not safest period for the termination. If they want to terminate their fetus, the right period will be the first trimester. The third question is, write the features of ideal contraceptives. The features of ideal contraceptives are, the ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, and the second one is it should be easily available, and the third one will be effective and reversible with no or less side effect. One more is there, no interfere with the sexual drive. So these are the four features of an ideal contraceptive. If someone is using the contraceptive, that should be user friendly and easily available in the medical shops, effective and reversible with no or less side effects. If someone is using the contraceptive, that should not show any side effects. If someone is using oral contraceptive or any wearable contraceptive, it should not show any side effects and without interfering in the sexual drive. So these are all the features of ideal contraceptive. And the next question is, write the sterilization technique in male and females, in male human being and female human being. In male human being, the sterilization technique is, the sterilization procedure is known as vasectomy, and in female it is known as tubectomy. Why it is known as vasectomy? Because they are cutting and tying back the vasa deferens, or vasa deferens in male human beings, and the doctors are cutting and tying back the fallopian tube in female human being. That's why the name came vasectomy and tubectomy in male and female respectively. And the fifth question is, write two symptoms of Turner's syndrome. That any two symptoms you have to write. One is rudimentary ovaries. Rudimentary ovaries means underdeveloped ovaries. And the second symptom, it will be like a lack of secondary sexual characters. So these two, if you have written these two questions or these two symptoms, that will become our right answer. And the next question is, you have to give the reason for why the sickle cell anemic patient, they change their RBC from spherical to sickle shape like structure. So the answer will be like the substitution of glutamic acid by valine and the sixth hemoglobin molecule. So glutamic acid is replaced by valine amino acid. So because of the mutation occurs in this amino acid, the shape of the RBC changes to spherical to sickle shape. The result leads to a disease, a disorder known as sickle cell anemia, because these shaped RBC cells do not carry, they cannot carry the oxygen from one place to other place. Okay. The next question is, third one is, write any three simple principles to prevent STDs. The three simple principles, it will be like avoid sex with multiple partners, and second one is use always the condoms while having coitus, and the third principle is like those who are having any doubt, like they are suffering from sexual disease, sexual related diseases, they have to go through the diagnosis, or when they test their body with those sexual related diseases. If they confirm like they are having some problems or some related diseases, they have to treat themselves with well treated, or with the doctors. And then the next question is, three reasons for population explosion. So that is the second question in third meaning. The second question is like you have to write any two out of three. Right? The first question was like say three simple principles to prevent STD. STDs means sexual related diseases, sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. So after that, three reasons for population explosions. So population explosion is why the population is keep on increasing. For that you have to write three reasons. One is rapid decline in death rate. So that is the first answer or first reason for this question. And then decreased amount of MMR. MMR means maternal mortality rate. So maternal mortality rate is keep on declining. One more reason is there, that is IMR. IMR means infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate means gradually the infant's mortality death rate, or the death rate of infants are keep on declining. And mothers also, maternity mothers also, the rate of the maternity mortality rate also keep on declining. Because of these reasons, the population is keep on developing or increasing. One more reason you can write in this question, or in this answer, that is increase in number of people in reproducible age. The people who are in a middle age in the sense reproducible age, those people population is more. Because of that, population explosion is increasing, reaching to the maximum. And the next is, third question is, you have to write the one gene, or to explain one gene inheritance. That was the question, right? So what you will write for this question? One gene inheritance in sense, supposed to write the monohybrid cross. The monohybrid cross, in the monohybrid cross, supposed to take only one character, one contrasting character, like first we have to write the phenotype. Phenotype is formed when it cross with the dwarf. Stem height it is, and this is also stem height of the stem. The genotype of this contrasting character is capital T, and stem they will be. In the pure condition they will be, and the gametes that we supposed to write here you have to write capital T and small t. Okay, and then the F1 generation, if you cross the male gamete and the female gamete, you will get capital T and small t, a tall plant, but it is in heterozygous condition. Okay, and then next is what you have to take. You have to self cross the F1 generation. What you will get here in the F2 generation, the phenotype is tall plant and tall plant, genotype capital T small t, and the gametes capital T small t. While writing the gametes, just give some space and put comma. It means what? The gametes here, the genes, it gets separated while in the formation of gametes. And when you start crossing these two gametes, the male gamete and female gamete, how are you supposed to show that? You have to write the Punnett square, and then Punnett square will be like male and female on this top of this Punnett square. We're supposed to write the male gamete, here will be the female gamete. Capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T, capital T small t, capital T small t, small t, small t. Just write the phenotype of these offspring. Here it should be tall, dwarf. And in the phenotype, ratio, what you write? The phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. So that is the phenotypic ratio of one gene inheritance, and genotypic ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 1. So this is the genotypic ratio and this is the phenotypic ratio. With this, just write a brief explanation of this schematic representation. That will be the end of the question number 3. And the fourth main, you're supposed to write you should give a brief explanation of gift and ICSI. Gift and ICSI means what? Gamete intrafallopian tube. Here you have to write the expansion of the gift first, and later you have to write the ovum of the donor. It should transported or it should inserted into the fallopian tube of another woman, and that is the technique of, or that is the procedure of gift, or that is the mechanism of gift. Here the gamete, the female gamete is what they are doing, they are inserting, they are putting the gamete, female gamete into the fallopian tube by mechanical means, so that they can fertilize the ovum with the sperm. And in the ICX, that is more than enough. If you write, if you have written like that, only that much, that will be the right answer. ICSI. So it means intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Here, what they do, the doctors, they directly inject the sperm inside the cytoplasm of the ovum. This technique is known as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Actually, this is the natural process. Out of 3 million or 4 million, only one sperm enter inside the ovum. But here, by mechanical means, by using some instruments, what they are doing, they are inserting or injecting directly the sperm inside the cytoplasm of the ovum. It means, or it is known as ICSI, intracytoplasmic sperm injection. And the next question. The second question. Two barrier methods supposed to write, and this you have to write about the implants. Two barrier methods are they here, condom, and one more is diaphragms. So these two you have to expand this, or brief note you have to write of the two barrier methods. Condom, it is made of rubber or a latex sheet. It should be wearable very soon before the coitus. The sperm after the ejection. When a male ejects the sperm, the thin latex sheet or it is known as condom, it will collect those semen. It won't let enter inside the reproductive tract. So next is diaphragms. These diaphragms, the condoms is for male and female. Both can wear these condoms, and here the diaphragms. These are, it will be like cervical caps. These diaphragms meant for females. In the diaphragms, the jellies or creams, spermicide jellies or creams will be used to kill the sperm. And these diaphragms should be where in human, female, inside the female reproductive tract, or little bit inside the female vaginal canal. When they wear these diaphragms, when the female wear the diaphragm, it will provide or it will prevent entering inside the reproductive tract. What actually it is preventing? It is preventing the sperm to enter inside the reproductive tract. The next is, these are the two barrier methods, and then implants. So these are the a needle-like structure injected under the skin of females. What actually it is doing? It is releasing the hormones like progesterones, or the combination of progesterone and estrogens. What it will do? It will produce the hormones, and it won't let the fertilization occurs. Okay, so that is the two expansion or the description of implants. So here you should write progesterones or the combination of progesterones and estrogens. And the next is the third question is like in the question paper. The third question is of dihybrid cross. The dihybrid cross here you are supposed to write two contrasting characters. Supposed to take two contrasting characters in F1 generation that is phenotype what you took. But here I am going to take capital R, capital R, capital R, capital R, round and yellow. Sorry, here I am going to write the phenotype, right? Round, yellow, seeds. The contrast in the alternate pair of the round and yellow is wrinkled green. So that is the dominant and recessive parent. These are in a pure line. The genotype of these parents are capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. When it crossed with small r, small r, small y, small. The gametes are Y, small r, small y. And in F1 generation, what we are getting in F1 generation, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So this is one offspring having both the characters. But here only the dominant gene or dominant character expresses. The dominant character is round and yellow seeds. Okay. And next is when you self-pollinate the F1 generation in the F2. In the next step, you have to self-pollinate the F1 generation. When you start self-pollinating the F1 generation, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. The gametes are will be like this. So these are the four gametes producing from this parent and four more gametes produced from this gamete or from that parent. So here we got 8 gametes, right? So those 8 gametes, 4 male and 4 female, those gametes we have to show the offsprings of 4 and 4 gametes by putting the Punnett pair. Your answer should be like this. Alright. Nothing that in the F2 generation. Male and female, capital R, capital Y, small r, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, small y. So proper manner, you won't get the result. Just start crossing these two male and female gamets. You will get 16 offsprings. Smaller, smaller, capital, capital. Don't forget to write the phenotype of both the offsprings. That is also an important one. Capital, smaller, capital, smaller, 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 capital, smaller, capital, capital, smaller, smaller, and then capital, smaller, 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 smaller. So that is the 16 offsprings what we got from the diagonal cross, and the phenotype are round arrow, round arrow, round arrow, round arrow, round arrow, wrinkle arrow, round arrow, wrinkle arrow, round arrow, round arrow, round green, round green, and round arrow, wrinkle arrow, round green, wrinkle green. So now I have to write the phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio is 9:3:1. So that is the phenotypic ratio, and the genotypic ratio 1:2:1:4:3:1. So just glance with the PDF notes and the genotypic ratio. So this is all the answers for the second online test. So with this we have completed this session, and in the next session we are going to have some repetition of yesterday's class and day before today's classes. Okay, thank you.